I'm working on a feature film now called The Lost Song, and it talks about my father in the mid 40s who had a choir. And I think my interpretation of gospel music has always
In
been.
this video, we celebrate the life and legacy of John P. Kee, a true gospel music icon whose powerful voice and soulful sound have redefined the genre. Known as the Prince of Gospel, Kee has blended traditional gospel with contemporary influences, touching hearts worldwide with messages of hope, redemption, and resilience. His music is not just entertainment, it's a reflection of his personal journey, deeply resonating with audiences who admire his authenticity and unwavering dedication to ministry. Join us as we explore the remarkable story of John P. Kee and the lasting impact of his music. The early years, a musical foundation in Durham, North Carolina. John P. Kee, born on June 4, 1962 in Durham, North Carolina, emerged from a family that cherished music as an integral part of their lives. His upbringing in a deeply religious household, where both of his parents were active in the church, played a pivotal role in shaping his musical identity. For Kee, music was not just an art form, it was a way of life, a tool for worship, and a means of connecting with his spirituality. His family's involvement in the church, where gospel music served as the cornerstone of worship, instilled in him a profound respect for the power of music to inspire and uplift. The hymns, the choir, the rhythms, and melodies all became part of his DNA, laying the foundation for what would become a long and storied career in gospel music. Growing up in Durham, Kee was surrounded by rich musical traditions, with the gospel genre being particularly influential in his early life. His parents often played gospel records around the house, and he found himself immersed in the sounds of legendary gospel artists whose influence would echo throughout his own music. These early experiences, coupled with the support and encouragement of his family, helped him realize that his musical gifts were worth nurturing. By the time Kee was a young boy, he was already experimenting with instruments such as the piano and organ, drawn to the rich harmonies and powerful chords that characterized gospel music. The church environment provided a safe and supportive space where Kee could explore his musical interests while simultaneously developing his faith. The pursuit of professional music, a move to California. As Kee grew older, his passion for music only intensified. However, despite the spiritual foundation laid by his family and the church, Kee felt the urge to explore his musical talents in a more professional capacity. Seeking to deepen his knowledge and broaden his musical horizons, Kee made a pivotal decision to move to California as a teenager. His goal was to study music at the prestigious Yuba College Conservatory School of Music, where he hoped to hone his craft and refine his skills. At Yuba College, Kee immersed himself in the study of music theory, composition, and performance. While gospel music remained at the core of his musical identity, he began to expand his understanding of music as a whole. His time at Yuba College introduced him to a wide range of musical genres, from classical to jazz to contemporary styles, allowing him to develop a more well-rounded approach to music. The rigorous curriculum pushed Kee to new heights of musical excellence, forcing him to think critically about melody, harmony, and rhythm in ways that would later inform his gospel music. This formal education also helped him understand the technical aspects of music on a deeper level, which would serve him well as he began to develop his own unique sound. While the academic environment at Yuba College helped Kee sharpen his skills, it was also during this time that he began to encounter personal struggles that would ultimately shape both his music and his ministry. Although his musical education was progressing well, Kee found himself increasingly drawn into a lifestyle that threatened to derail his future. In California, he became entangled in a world marked by crime, violence, and the influence of street culture. This period of his life, although difficult, would become a key chapter in his personal and musical development. Struggles with identity and faith. The dark side of street life. Away from the familiar support system of his family and church community, Kee found himself caught between two conflicting worlds. The music that had always been a source of comfort and connection for him was now competing with the temptations and distractions of street life. The allure of violence, crime, and rebellion was strong, and Key's youthful naivety led him down a path that threatened to consume him. As a young man navigating the harsh realities of life in California, he struggled to reconcile his passion for music with the dangerous temptations around him. During this turbulent period, Key faced significant personal challenges that tested his faith and values. The environments he was exposed to, filled with addiction, crime, and the constant threat of violence, created internal conflicts that were difficult to overcome. The pressures of street culture, combined with the emotional isolation of being far from his family, pulled him further away from the faith that had once been the cornerstone of his life. These dark years were filled with uncertainty and fear, and Key found himself at a crossroads, unsure of what direction his life would take. Yet, it was in these moments of hardship that Key experienced a profound spiritual awakening. Amidst the darkness, he began to reflect on his life and the choices he had made. This period of deep introspection led him to realize that he had strayed too far from the path of righteousness. Recognizing the destructive trajectory he was on, Key made the decision to turn back to his faith. This was a pivotal moment in his life, one that would forever change the course of his journey. With newfound clarity, he sought redemption, recommitting himself to his spiritual beliefs and his music. Return to roots. The birth of the New Life Community Choir. After his period of spiritual renewal, Key returned to his roots in North Carolina, where he reconnected with his faith and recommitted to using his musical gifts for a higher purpose. In the mid-1980s, Key founded the New Life Community Choir, a gospel ensemble that would quickly become the centerpiece of his ministry. The choir became a powerful vehicle for Key to express his faith and share the transformative power of music with others. The New Life Community Choir was not just a collection of talented musicians. It was a group of individuals who shared Key's passion for gospel music and his commitment to using music as a means of spiritual healing. Under Key's leadership, the choir developed a distinctive sound that blended traditional gospel elements with modern influences, appealing to both older generations of gospel music fans and younger listeners who were more accustomed to contemporary styles. The choir's energy, passion, and commitment to faith-filled music helped them gain a reputation for their dynamic performances, and it wasn't long before they became one of the leading gospel choirs of the time. The choir's first major album, Wash Me, 1987, marked a defining moment in Key's career. The album was a powerful declaration of his musical vision, a fusion of gospel tradition with a fresh, contemporary sound. Songs like Jesus Is Real quickly became gospel staples, resonating with listeners for their authenticity and spiritual depth. The album's success not only solidified Key's place in the gospel music world, but also served as a reminder of the transformative power of faith and music. Breaking boundaries, a unique style and expanding influence. As Key's career continued to evolve, his music grew more diverse and innovative. His unique style, which blended soulful melodies with deep spiritual conviction, set him apart in the gospel music world. He was no longer content to simply adhere to the traditional formulas of gospel music. He sought to push boundaries and explore new musical landscapes. With each new release, Key continued to redefine what gospel music could be, combining elements of R&B, soul, and even pop music with the spiritual messages of gospel. Albums like Strength, 1993, Show Up, 1995, and Not Guilty, 2000, showcased Key's growth as an artist and his ability to tackle complex spiritual themes. His music began to address not only personal struggles and triumphs, but also social issues such as poverty, violence, and addiction. By incorporating these themes into his lyrics, Key was able to connect with listeners who were facing similar challenges. His willingness to be transparent about his own struggles gave his music an authenticity that resonated with people from all walks of life. Key's approach to gospel music was not confined to the church. He aimed to reach audiences outside the traditional gospel music community. His incorporation of contemporary sounds allowed him to connect with younger audiences, while his deep spiritual messages ensured that his music remained grounded in faith. This blend of the sacred and the contemporary became a hallmark of Key's sound, ensuring his place at the forefront of the gospel music world. The social impact of music, addressing racial unity and social issues. One of Key's most impactful albums, Colorblind, 1994, addressed the social issues of racial unity and reconciliation. Released at a time when racial tensions were particularly high in the United States, Colorblind carried a powerful message of inclusivity and understanding. Key's vision for a world where people could look beyond race and see each other as equals was clear in the album's title. Musically, Colorblind represented a blending of gospel, R&B, and soul, which helped Key reach new audiences beyond the traditional gospel listener. Through this album, Key became more than just a gospel artist. He became a social voice, using his platform to call for racial unity and understanding. His willingness to address these complex issues through his music demonstrated his commitment not only to faith, but to social justice. Key's work in this area continues to inspire listeners who seek to foster unity and break down societal barriers. The evolution of a career, continued innovation and impact. In the years that followed, Key continued to innovate and evolve as an artist. Albums like The Color of Music, 2004, and Level Next, 2015, showcased his versatility and willingness to push the boundaries of gospel music. The Color of Music celebrated the diversity of gospel, incorporating traditional gospel, contemporary Christian music, and R&B, while Level Next reflected Key's ongoing growth as both a musician and a spiritual leader. Key's music remained relevant in a rapidly changing musical landscape because he understood the importance of staying connected to both his gospel roots and the broader cultural context in which he operated. Through his albums, Key continued to connect with listeners from diverse backgrounds, proving that gospel music could be a unifying force in an increasingly fragmented world. The birth of New Life Fellowship Center. In 1995, John P. Key founded New Life Fellowship Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, a church birthed out of his deep desire to provide a space where people could experience transformation and healing, much like he had during his own journey. The roots of the church are planted in his personal struggles, as well as his powerful conversion experience that ultimately led him to abandon a life filled with addiction and crime. This transformation served as the driving force behind his vision for the church, which was not only to be a place of worship, but also a haven for individuals who were battling similar challenges. Key's mission was to provide both spiritual and emotional support, offering not only faith, but also hope, resources, and encouragement for those needing a fresh start. John P. Key's path to ministry and faith is intricately tied to his own experiences with crime and addiction. Growing up in a difficult environment where he encountered numerous challenges, including substance abuse and a brush with criminal activity, he found himself trapped in a cycle of self-destruction. Like many others, he struggled to break free from his past, feeling weighed down by his own mistakes. However, it was through the grace of God that his life took a dramatic turn. His encounter with the divine was nothing short of life-changing, sparking the desire to help others find the same freedom he had found in faith. The creation of New Life Fellowship Center marked the beginning of Key's commitment to helping others overcome personal and emotional obstacles. A church rooted in faith and transformation, New Life Fellowship Center quickly became a significant pillar in Charlotte's community. What set the church apart was Key's personal understanding of the challenges that people faced in their daily lives: addiction, crime, poverty, and emotional struggles. He had lived through many of these difficulties himself, and as a result, he approached ministry with a level of compassion and authenticity that resonated deeply with his congregation. The church was not just a sanctuary for spiritual renewal, but also a place where individuals could find counseling, mentorship, and practical assistance. Key's desire was to help people overcome their issues and provide them with the tools to rebuild their lives, just as he had done for himself. In many ways, New Life Fellowship Center served as a refuge, a place where people could go when they felt rejected by society or lost in their struggles. Key understood that redemption wasn't merely about spiritual awakening, but also about offering tangible help to people in desperate need. As the church grew, it became known for its unique approach to ministry, which was grounded in a commitment to addressing real-world problems. The church's programs weren't only focused on religious education, but also on social issues. Key, through his personal experience, recognized that faith and action went hand in hand. His outreach efforts focused on providing resources, including job placement assistance, addiction recovery programs, and family counseling, all while reinforcing the core message of hope and healing through faith. Key's personal journey and spiritual transformation. At the core of Key's ministry lies his personal testimony, a powerful story of redemption that has inspired countless others. His early years were fraught with struggles related to addiction and crime. As a young man, Key became entangled in the harsh realities of street life, which led him down a dangerous path. However, through an encounter with God, he experienced a profound spiritual awakening that changed the trajectory of his life. In his own words, it was as if a weight had been lifted from him, and he could finally see a future beyond the chaos he had lived in for so long. This turning point marked the beginning of a new life, one in which faith, hope, and purpose would become the driving forces of his existence. Key's transformation was not instantaneous, nor was it without its challenges. Breaking free from a past filled with substance abuse and criminal activity required enormous effort, perseverance, and faith. But his experience of divine intervention gave him the strength to make the difficult decision to abandon his former life. His newfound faith served as both a compass and a lifeline, guiding him through the difficult process of rebuilding his life. As Key embraced his calling, music played a central role in his healing journey. He returned to his love for gospel music, which had been a source of solace and inspiration in his youth, and began to use it as a means of connecting with others and expressing his testimony. The role of music in Key's transformation music became a central aspect of Key's ministry. As he reconnected with his faith, the act of making music not only served as an outlet for his emotions, but also provided a platform for him to share his message of redemption. He founded the New Life Community Choir, which became an integral part of both his ministry and his personal healing. Through the choir, Key was able to connect with individuals who shared similar struggles and offer them a sense of belonging and purpose. The music created by the choir was infused with Key's personal experiences, blending traditional gospel with elements of R&B and contemporary sounds. This fusion of genres was groundbreaking in the gospel music world, as it allowed Key to reach a broader, more diverse audience while maintaining a deep spiritual message. Key's unique approach to gospel music is a testament to his commitment to making the genre more accessible and relevant to people who might otherwise feel disconnected from traditional religious music. He understood that in order to truly make an impact, gospel music had to evolve with the times. While many in the traditional gospel music community initially expressed skepticism about Key's fusion of secular sounds with spiritual messages, Key remained steadfast in his belief that music was a tool to bridge the gap between the sacred and the secular. He viewed his musical approach as an expansion of gospel music, not a dilution of it, and he often emphasized that the message of redemption and salvation should resonate with people in a way that speaks to their everyday lives. Key's ministry and community engagement. In addition to his musical contributions, Key's ministry extended far beyond the walls of the church. He understood that in order to make a lasting impact on people's lives, there had to be a concerted effort to address the root causes of the challenges many individuals face. His outreach efforts focused on helping those who were struggling with addiction, poverty, and crime, issues that had touched his own life deeply. Through counseling services, support groups, and mentorship programs, Key and his ministry team provided guidance and support to help individuals navigate their personal battles. Key was particularly focused on the need for community engagement and collaboration. He understood that lasting change was often the result of a collective effort, and as such, he partnered with local organizations, rehabilitation centers, and other churches to address the broader needs of the community. His work also included efforts to prevent youth from falling into the same traps of crime and addiction that he had experienced. Key used his own life story as a powerful tool for outreach, showing young people that there was a way out of the cycle of despair and offering them hope through faith and community. Challenges in Key's personal and professional life. Despite his success and the significant impact of his ministry, Key faced his own set of personal and professional challenges. In the music industry, he had to navigate the pressures of maintaining authenticity while also expanding his reach. As his fame grew, so did the scrutiny that came with being a public figure. The expectations of his role as both a gospel musician and a minister often weighed heavily on him, and at times, he found himself caught in the tension between staying true to his mission and managing the demands of fame. One of the most significant challenges Key faced was his ongoing battle with diabetes, a chronic condition that has had a profound impact on his health. Diabetes is a condition that affects the body's ability to regulate blood sugar, leading to various complications such as fatigue, cardiovascular issues, and nerve damage. For Key, managing the disease has required a careful balancing act, as his physical health often conflicts with the demands of his career. The condition has made touring and performing more difficult, but rather than allowing it to hold him back, Key has used his struggles as a platform to advocate for greater health awareness, particularly within the African American community, which is disproportionately affected by diabetes. Legacy and continued influence. Today, Key's influence extends far beyond his musical career. His legacy in gospel music is one of transformation, resilience, and mentorship. He has not only reshaped the sound of gospel music, but has also impacted the way gospel artists approach their careers and ministries. His fusion of traditional gospel with contemporary influences has opened doors for many other musicians, and his willingness to speak openly about his struggles with addiction, crime, and health issues has inspired countless individuals to find hope and healing through faith. Key's commitment to his community and his church has made him a respected figure in both the gospel music world and his local community. He continues to work tirelessly to help others find their path to redemption and healing, using both his music and his ministry as vehicles for positive change. As New Life Fellowship Center continues to grow and reach new heights, Key's vision of a church that offers not just spiritual guidance but practical support remains at the heart of everything he does. Through his music, his ministry, and his ongoing efforts to mentor and uplift others, John P. Key has left an indelible mark on the gospel music industry and the community he serves.